Welcome to the Breakup Recovery Podcasts by your host, Barbara Stevens. Discover the wisdom and remarkable insights of Barbara Stevens, breakup recovery mentor, author, and public speaker. Barbara offers programs and solutions for any breakup so you can turn your life around, create lasting changes for the better, and embrace life again.
I'm Barbara Stevens, and in this episode, Finding Happiness, I'm going to give you a number of strategies that you might find useful so that you can find happiness after your breakup. I think just about everyone's goal is to find happiness, and everybody's path to happiness is different. Sometimes it is hard to see the difference between inner peace and happiness. I believe on some level they are intertwined. After a breakup, it is easy to feel that your life has come to an end, that your dreams have been crushed, and that your future is now uncertain. It takes a toll on us emotionally, and the feelings of joy and fun are a distant memory, and the road ahead seems long and overwhelming. Many of us struggle to find happiness after enduring a breakup. Feelings of sadness, anger, frustration, and depression can take over your life. It is normal to feel anxious and uncertain about your future, as everything has been turned upside down. Most of us do not know what our future has installed for us, but when we are in a relationship, there is that sense that you will be embarking on the future together, hand in hand, someone to stand by and be supported in times of trouble, if there is any. How to find happiness? Now that is a good question that many of us ask ourselves every day, whether we have been through a breakup or not. Sometimes we can remember back to fleeting episodes of times when we were happy. However, when you are experiencing the pain of a breakup, it is hard to remember those times. They seem like they are in the distant past and never again to be experienced in the future. Many people think that money, fame, social status, a big house, and a fancy car will give them happiness in their lives. Sure, you can be happy when you have these things, but happiness does not depend on them. Fame will not make you happy if you are unhappy on the inside. Look at some of the famous people that have admitted that they are not happy, struggling with life, or worst case scenario, they have taken their own lives. Money will not give you enjoyment if you are feeling anxious and depressed. Having all these material things does not remove the cause of your unhappiness. The feelings are still present and have to be dealt with in order for you to find genuine happiness. There can be a number of things and mindsets that prevent you from achieving happiness. For example, thinking and blaming other people, situations, and events for your unhappiness are common practices. Common phrases used are, I'm unhappy because I live in a small house. I'm unhappy because I cannot buy the car of my dreams. I am unhappy because I hate my job. I'm unhappy because I do not have a partner, or that partner has left me or broken up with me. Will you find happiness if you move to a bigger house, buy that fancy car, change your job, and meet the love of your life? Yes, you will enjoy these things. However, you run the risk of becoming dependent on achieving or getting these things to make you feel happy. Happiness comes from within and should never be dependent on external factors and material possessions such as houses, cars, jobs, and other people. So how do you find happiness? Different strategies work for each person, and it's about trying them out and seeing what works for you. I'm going to give you a few tips and strategies that I know of to help you on your way to find your happiness. So the first one I'm going to share with you is, accept what cannot be changed. I'm reminded of a quote, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This sounds easy and should be easy, but how often do you get hung up on all the things that have gone wrong when you break up with your partner? When you are constantly doing this, It only makes you resentful and bitter about the whole experience. You spend too much time and waste too much energy on reliving the past you cannot change. You stay in victim mode, a negative place to be. Not everything in your life is going to be perfect, and to expect that it is and will be is to put high and unrealistic pressure on yourself. Happy people learn to accept what has happened and that any setbacks or injustices cannot be changed. It's in the past. Don't stay in victim mode. Don't become so wrapped up in the wrong that has happened to you that you can't enjoy the present. It's time to put your energy into what can be changed. You can change the bigger issues like your negative thoughts, your living arrangements, your job and your car. Changing the smaller ones like your eating habits, your clothes and your hairstyle. These are all the things you have the power over to change to suit you and what you want. You can't change your ex-partner and his behaviour. You can't change the past, but you can change the present and the future. You can't change the fact that you have had a breakup with your partner, but you can change the way you deal with it. You can change how you spend your time, the choices you make, the path you take, what you believe in, what you value, your mood, your attitude, and the point of view you are going to take moving forward. The next strategy I would like you to consider is letting go of grudges. Breakups can be stressful, and getting angry and holding on to the actions that your ex-partner did or the things they said to you comes so easily. I also did my fair share of ex-husband bashing after my breakup, as I am sure you can all relate to. One of the things I blamed my ex-partner for was putting me in the situation of having to move out of the home I had lived in for 15 plus years, a home that we had brought our children up in, a place that held quite a lot of fond memories. Every time I saw or thought about him, the same thoughts would go around my head. I was worried and stressed about my future, my financial situation, and how I was going to cope on my own, and I was associating everything that was negative in my life to him. But after a while, I began to realise that I was keeping myself in a negative frame of mind. I wasn't solving any of my problems. I was just staying stuck in self-pity and not taking any responsibility for creating my own happiness. I had to accept my own failings. I had to forgive myself and my past. It was challenging, I won't lie. From then on, I asked myself, what was the lesson I had to learn from this relationship? What worked and didn't work? What do I need in my next relationship? What should I look for and what don't I want in my life? Forgiving and forgetting is a necessary part of your healing process. Even though you are feeling deeply hurt and have thoughts of revenge, holding on to these grudges means that you are also holding on to anger, hurt, and resentment, all negative emotions. They don't make you feel better or heal the hurt and pain. It may not be easy to forgive, and the act of hurt from your ex-partner will always remain in your past and doesn't mean that you deny your ex-partner's responsibility for the part they played in the demise of your relationship, the hurt that you are feeling, or the wrong they have done. What I'm saying is that you can forgive without excusing the actions of your ex-partner. Forgiveness and letting go of your frustrations that your relationship did not go to plan can give you peace when you let go of your grudges. There is no room for positive thoughts if you are full of unpleasant emotions such as bitterness and hostility. Letting go will free you from negativity and allow you to embrace a new beginning and allow positive thoughts to come through into your life. It's a time to focus on the present, not what happened yesterday or the day before that. Think and worry less about what happened. Choose to forgive and commit to that forgiveness and enjoy today. Another strategy I would like you to consider is practice mindfulness, which is focusing on everyday actions that you are doing. So if a negative thought about your breakup or your ex-partner comes into your head, I would like you to change your thought and replace it with something you're actually doing, bringing yourself into the present. It's called practicing mindfulness. An example of this, say if you were in the car at the time and one of the negative thoughts came up, say to yourself, stop, and then replace it with your own thought such as, I'm driving on this road, maybe the name of the particular road you're travelling on, such as High Street, and continue saying what you are seeing, things like the sun is shining, the sky is blue, there are no clouds. Then describe to yourself whatever else you are seeing as you're driving along the road. That might be a lady that is pushing the pram on the sidewalk, a man that is walking his dog on a lead, a school child walking home from school, anything that you're looking at. This takes your attention away from your negative thought and into the present moment, which takes you out of the negative and into the present. Or you could have a particular happy thought that you keep in the back of your mind, handy for times like these. It could be a favourite place you like to visit, a holiday that you had previously enjoyed, your much-loved pet, it might be a dog or a cat. What happened at a favourite celebration like a birthday, the last time you spent time with one of your closest friends, a movie that you watched, anything that makes you happy. Stay in the moment for as long as possible. Over time, the negative and destructive thoughts will become less a part of your thought process and the impact on your everyday life. You will notice a change in the frequency of these negative thoughts, and soon positive and constructive thoughts will become second nature. Journaling is also a strategy. I used this one for quite some time when I first broke up with my husband. I had so many thoughts going around and around in my head. It was driving me crazy. So this strategy is about writing down everything that is negative relating to your breakup, your emotions, the way you are feeling, the events that led up to the breakup, what happened when you actually broke up, and what is happening to you now. Anything that comes to mind. You don't have to write your list in neat lines, as sometimes the thoughts keep coming quickly and you have to try and keep up with them, so your writing can be quite messy. Take your list and burn or bury it. Make a conscious commitment to release it into the universe and be done with it. Of course, making sure you do this in a safe way and not start any fires or burn anything down. I also like to make the time and practice meditation. It's a nice idea to make a determined decision to let go of the grudges and negative thoughts about your breakup when you are in your meditation practice. Some people are put off at the thought of doing meditation practice. I know I was, but meditating can be done in all sorts of different ways. Meditation is basically focusing your attention in one area. One of the best ways to start meditating is to focus on your breathing. You can do it by sitting down cross-legged or with your legs stretched out and a pillow underneath them. You can try lying down or in a semi-reclined position. You can have your eyes closed or open. There are many guided meditation audio CDs available. There's music and books to read on the subject. It's a matter of finding what works for you. Meditation can help calm your mind, stops you from overthinking and listening to your internal chatter. It helps you feel more at peace and feel happier. There are many more strategies, tips and ideas on finding happiness, and the internet is a great resource to find out more information if none of the strategies I covered resonate with you. It's a matter of experimenting and finding the right one for you, or even asking friends what ideas they used when they let go of their grudges and negative emotions. Learn to love yourself and accept the way you are, all your strengths and weaknesses. Learn to accept what you see. Now the affirmation for this episode, Finding Happiness, is, I am now ready to discard my old habits and take up new and positive ones. Every day is a new day full of hope and happiness. As for all the affirmations that I share with you, change the words to make them true for you. So to recap this episode, Finding Happiness. Finding happiness is different for each person, and each of us has a different way of getting there. For some, happiness seems to be the ultimate, yet elusive at the same time. It is a misconception that you will be happy when you have material possessions or someone else is responsible for your own happiness. Only you can find the answers that allow you to find happiness. I talked about some strategies you might consider on your path to finding happiness. Accepting what cannot be changed and focus on the things that you can change. You cannot change the past, you cannot change other people's beliefs and thoughts, and you certainly cannot change someone who doesn't want to be changed. You can only change the way you react to situations. Letting go of grudges, forgiving and forgetting the things that were associated with your breakup. Forgiveness is a process and can take quite some time, as the issues that you consider unfair with regards to your breakup and your ex-partner may need to be revisited and forgiven over and over again. Holding on to grudges is quite painful to maintain. Keeping old wounds open, staying in the negative state of mind, only prevents new and positive experiences from happening. Choose peaceful and productive thoughts by practicing mindfulness, by consciously replacing your negative thoughts and bringing your thoughts into the present. I talked about the importance of journaling and getting your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. And you might like to consider starting a meditation practice every day to calm your mind. There are many more techniques and strategies that are available. It's just a matter of researching either on the internet or talking with family, friends and colleagues and experimenting so that you can find the best one or ones that work for you. Breaking up does not signal the end of you ever having happy feelings again. But once you've accepted your emotions and learned from your experience of breaking up, you can start taking positive steps to move forward. Happy people are happy by choice, and happiness is a state of mind. So be gentle on yourself. You deserve happiness.
If you would like to hear previous Breakup Recovery podcasts, visit barbarastevens.com.au. Connect with Barbara Stevens on social media with Barbara Stevens Breakup Recovery Mentor on Facebook and at You'll Be Okay on Twitter. Read further blogs, view webinar replays, and download your free ebook, 3 Easy Steps to Surviving Your Breakup, and much more at barbarastevens.com.au.